Hello everyone. This video is about board games that work well with children who are on the spectrum. They're educational and they help the children to work cooperatively. A lot of people think that because a child on the spectrum can't speak or their speech is limited, that they are not going to play with things that children that are neurotypical do. But that's not true. You know, I use the same fine motor building skill games and activities with my older son that is neurotypical that I used with Caden, and I think that's why once Caden's speech developed, he still had the ability to cut, color, and then to learn to play games alongside of us, because we pushed him to do that even when he couldn't speak. So I'm going to show you how you can adapt these games for children with limited or no speech. I would encourage you to watch the video on the picture exchange communication system, because it can be used along with these games. So the first game I want to share with you, anything by this company, and Caden's therapist recommended this highly, Peaceable Kingdom. Let me show you, there you go. It is a company that makes lots of cooperative learning games and educational games. There is no win or lose because they're not ready to deal with that yet. You work along with your child with these games, and that's one of the reasons I love them so much, because with children on the spectrum, we're working on parallel play. We're learning to play alongside someone, and so these games encourage that as well. This one's called Count Your Chickens, and I have seen it at Target, Walmart. We purchased this one on Amazon. A lot of these games too were birthday gifts, things that I would ask people to get him when they would ask me what would he like. They're not really expensive, and the containers and the contents in all of the Peaceable Kingdom games are recyclable, so they're very earth friendly. But Count Your Chickens focuses on the mother hen trying to get back all the little chicks. And so you're working on counting. So what I did is I created these little cards, number cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, along with the picture exchange system. And when Caden wasn't able to speak, I would hold up 3, and then we would count out baby chicks, if that's what we were trying to count. Another thing that we would do, when he couldn't talk well, he could still make animal sounds, or he could mimic, and we would spin the spinner, and if it landed on the pig, I would say, "What does the pig say?" And then we would both go oink, 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 and then I would encourage him to say pig, and then we would move and continue on with the game. So with this game, you can work on speech, you can also work on counting, and it's just a really fun game because together you collect up all the baby chicks for Mama Chick. This game is one that we played at therapy that he absolutely loved. It's called the Sneaky Snacky Squirrel Game, and the game board is actually the box itself. And so what you're trying to do is you're trying to use the little squirrel to collect the acorns. And so you can work with your child on color with this game, and then also numbers 1, 2, and 3. And then the sneaky one is you get to steal a acorn from another person. But you're trying to fill up your little wooden pies. And so what's great about this is it's fine motor. So your little squirrel has these little pincher grasps, and he has to reach in and pinch an acorn and then put it onto his tree trunk. And so we talked about, show me the card. You could use this as a PEX. Show me the card that is yellow. Find the yellow card. Oh, you got the yellow acorn, and just flood with speech that way. But this is also the scissor grasp. So it works with building that motor skill up, that pincher grasp, but then also the motion that a child would use for scissors. So it's another really great game, and I've seen it at Walmart, and this one came from Amazon as well. This is always one of Caden's favorites. He could talk when we started playing this one. It's Hoot Owl Hoot, and you're trying to get all of the baby owls into the nest before the sun goes down. And so you've got this little board game, and so you're trying to get them here in the nest. Before the sun comes up. So we're going to start here, and they draw cards. And so if their card is a color card, Then they moved to the coordinating space. And so, we worked with sometimes I would just use two colors, green and yellow. Oh, which color is it, green or yellow? And then he would say green, I would say, okay, you're on the green space. And then I would draw another one, you're on the yellow space. And we kind of adapted the game, but eventually we were able to do it, and you're working together to beat the sun. And if you draw a sun card, then you have to put one of the little mini suns up here, and if the suns fill up, they beat you, and you have to start over again and try to get all of the little baby owls into the nest. And Kaden loved this game. It was just, one that we worked together cooperatively on. Now, perhaps my favorite Peaceable Kingdom game, and this is a fine motor game, is Willie's Wiggly Web, and it teaches actually scissor skills. So this game I ordered on Amazon. I've never seen it in a store. I'm sure away from here, were bigger places, I'm sure there's some stores that have it. But Willie's Wiggly Web, we got on Amazon for very cheap. And here's what I love about Peaceable Kingdom. Look at all these webs. I mean, it comes with tons, and I know you really can't tell. Let me show you how thin one is. That is one. Oh, that's exactly. Hold on. That is one web right there. And so, I mean, they're stuck together, but there are so many of them. And the cool thing about this is when you run out of them, you can contact Peaceable Kingdoms and they just send you more. Free of charge. We've actually refilled these because I used them at school one time with some of my kids that were struggling with scissor skills. But basically, this is following directions. And this would be probably for a kid who is learning to follow directions. So one cut, and then pass it to your person on the left. And we marked the table with right and left with the words and the arrow, so Kay knew which was left and right, and of course he knows that now because we would label everything, but we'd label it. And so they would take their scissors, and let me turn this and show you how neat this is. This is, you can see that, this is the game. And so you would cut, that's, if you had this 4 cuts past left card, you would cut 4 times, and the object is to cut these little bugs loose. And so they would cut 4 anywhere they wanted to 4 times to get the bugs out, and then they would pass it to the next person. The next person would draw another card, and then they would work to free all of the bugs. That's the object of the game. And so there's lots of these little cards. You work together. Again, it's team building, and then you're working on that. They don't even realize that they're working on that skill of cutting, but they are. And this game, I would hand over hand a child who really doesn't understand the concept of cutting. They're still going to think it's fun. So you could put your hand over theirs and kind of help them with the scissor motion. Also on Amazon, you can order scissors that are, they have the child hose in the front and adult hose in the back, so that the child's hand is in there and then your hand is in the back, and it helps them cut. But for me, I like to hand over hand him because I found out that if you use those adult and child scissors in one, that a lot of times the kid lets you do all the work. So if you hand over hand, at least I would say squeeze, and Caden would squeeze down. And so he was doing that work, and I was just kind of guiding the scissors. I had to tell him for a while, squeeze open, but he got it. And of course now he can use scissors well. But everything has to be taught to a child on the spectrum. And that's something that is difficult to kind of understand, that if you want them to do it, they can, but you have to teach them. We don't have to teach neurotypical children how to do every single thing the way we do children on the spectrum. But they can get it if you do. If you break it down and you say, I'm going to teach them to do this, and we are going to be able to sit down and we're going to be able to play a game together the way that I would if this child was neurotypical. And you just take the time, you'll be surprised at what they can do. So until all the pieces fit, I will see you next time.